Hello, Mr. Groves here. You have got mock exams coming up. Your mock exams are incredibly important and I know you've all been preparing diligently for them. The more that you put into these mock exams in terms of preparation and taking them seriously, the more that you will get out of them. They're not only a chance for you to see how well you are doing, they're also a chance for you to see which areas you need to improve in. It's a chance for your teachers to find out about what they need to do to support you and close those gaps in your learning. And it's a chance for you to experience the pressures of an exam environment, to find out what it's like to do 2 or 3 exams in a day, to have to revise, to have to manage your time, and to find how you will respond to that pressure. Ultimately, it's a chance for you to begin to train in as realistic an environment as possible so that you can perform when it comes round to the real thing. If you don't train like you mean it, you will never perform on the big day like you should. These exams will not necessarily be easy, but if you give it your all, they will be worth it. And what I want to talk to you about today is how we're going to run these exams. At Chelmer Valley, we really believe in the importance of mock exams, and for these reasons we run them in line with the real GCSE rules, and we use the gym or the hall, our real GCSE exam room, as it will be when you do your GCSEs, and we use an external invigilation team to come and supervise the exams, professional examiners. You have all been sent your personalised exam timetables. These will be sent to your school email address. The vast majority of your exams will take place in the gym or the hall. For those exams, it's important that you go down and you line up at the Eastman playground, either at 8:45, 11:15 or 12:50. Notice that the period 3 and the period 4 exam times start before the end of break and lunch. It is up to you to get yourself there on time. If you are late, the exams will overrun, and that will mean that either you finish school later or we have to run into your lunch break. It is really important that you are here on time. Some people have other locations given on their exam timetable. For example, they may be in Old Quest or they may have a specific SEN room. If you're in Old Quest for your exam, you need to line up outside the library on Richardson Playground. If it says you're in Eastman, you need to go into the Eastman building and line up outside where the dance studio is. If it says you're in an SEN room, then you need to wait by the door into the SEN corridor. That is the outside door as if you were coming into the SEN corridor from the end of Eastman Playground, down by near where the turning circle is. On the days of your mocks, you will go down normally to the Eastman Playground and you will wait to be called in. On your exam timetable, next to each exam, it tells you what your seat number is. You need to look this up before your exam and remember it. It will say something like you are in the gym and you are in seat B37. When you go down to the Eastman Playground, you need to line up in the correct area. There are signs on the outside of the sports hall that say gym rows A, B, C, gym rows D, E, F, gym rows G, H, I, etc. You need to go and stand by the sign that relates to the row that you are in. This will mean that we can get you into the exam in the correct order. So when you come down, you line up in the correct area. You make sure you remember your seat number. Whilst you're waiting for someone to bring you into the exam, you make sure your phone is turned off and put it in your bag, not just on silent. Make sure that any watches that you have got or any other electronic items, such as headphones, are also turned off and put away in your bag. You need to take your exam pencil case out. If it's a calculator exam, you need to take your calculator out and take the cover off and put that cover in your bag. And wait to come in. You should be ready to come in. You will then be brought in to the gym or the hall and you need to enter in silence. From the moment you come into the building, silence means you do not speak to anyone. You will then put your bag in the bag racks that will be in the canteen and you go into the exam room with your equipment. You sit down at your desk, which will be in the location set out on your seating plan, so B27 or whatever, and you don't write anything until you are told to. It's really important when you go into the exam room that you don't communicate with any other student. That includes pointing people to their desks, waving, winking, smiling, laughing, anything at all. You go in silence, you sit down, you face the front. In terms of what you can bring into your exam, all standard school stationery is allowed. Black pens, pencils, erasers, ruler, mathematical instruments, so that means like a pair of compasses, and calculators. You can take in a pencil case, but your pencil case has to be completely see-through with no writing on it. So for example, you can't take in the pencil tin shown on the right-hand side of this slide. You may also take in a drink for your exam if you wish. If you take in a drink, only water is allowed, no squash, and it has to go in a completely see-through bottle with no writing on the bottle. So basically what that means is you need a mineral water bottle and you need to take the label off of it. Sports bottles with writing on, like the one shown here, are not allowed. You cannot have any electronic items on you in the exam, and it's important to point out at this point that you will be subject to searching on the way into the exam at random. The reason that this is done is if you accidentally take an electronic item into your exam for real, you will be disqualified from that exam and potentially all of your exams. It's important that we get used to leaving these things behind. Once you're in the exam, you are there until the end of the exam. You need to listen to the instructions and you need to work hard. If you do need assistance, put up your hand, keep facing the front, and an invigilator will come and support you. You will not be allowed to leave the exam room except for in exceptional circumstances. The examiners are required to keep a log of every single time someone leaves that exam room. That means you need to make sure you've gone to the toilet before the exam. You needing a wee is not an exceptional circumstance. If there is an emergency and we do have to stop the exam or the fire bell goes off, remain seated and we will tell you what to do. At the end of the exam, you will be dismissed, and it's important that you remain in silence until you have either left the hall or the gym. There will be other students who may still be working on their exams because not all students are timetabled to finish at the same time, and it's important that you do not disrupt them. It's also classed as you still being in the exam until you fully leave the exam room. So that is being back out onto the Eastern Playground or into the foyer of O Block. If you talk before that, you do risk being disqualified. For our mocks, when we come out of the exams, you just need to go straight back to your normal timetabled lessons and get on with those lessons. We're going to ask you to make sure that you've got some revision with you to do in those lessons because your teachers may give you the opportunity to revise.